people will say, why now? What makes 2027 the right moment, for former President Jonathan to return to political stage? And why under the PDP banner?
Well, first of all, let me correct the misconception out there. I was surprised myself to hear this development today, this afternoon. I could recall speaking with a reporter 2 days back when he mentioned President Goodluck Jonathan, former president of the Federal Republic. And I said to him, yes, he's qualified under the law. And the last time I checked, he's still in the PDP, even though he has not shown commensurate attention that one will expect of him as a former commander-in-chief to a party that has given him the platform, not only to become a deputy governor, not only to become a governor, not even the vice president, but the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And he was on that saddle for a period of over 6 years or so. And one would have expected that there's no political party on planet Earth that will appeal to him. It wasn't as if the interview was about Goodluck Jonathan. His name just came in the course of the discussion.
All right.
And then he threw that question to me, and I said, yes, he's qualified, but it will be disappointing on his part. And it's unheard of anywhere in world civilization for a president who has enjoyed the kind of grace PDP has given him to begin to think or hobnob with a political party that has derided him, castigated him, called him all sorts of unprintable names. There was no aspersion that was not cast against the person of Goodluck Jonathan as commander-in-chief, if you recall, in the build-up to 2015, general election. And the present president and, of course, the APC were all at the forefront of it at that time. You could remember Bola Ahmed Tinubu then leading the protest in Lagos, everywhere and throughout the country, calling Goodluck Jonathan everything that was uncivil, including blackmailing him out of power in 2015. So today is the same political party that probably will appeal to Goodluck Jonathan. I said it's unfortunate. We will be most disappointed, and Nigerians will be most disappointed in him. He knows that he has enjoyed goodwill. He has been vindicated with the atrocious APC. What we saw under Buhari, who succeeded him, was the arrogance and crass ineptitude. And what we are witnessing today, like you can see, is spiraling inflation combining with administrative incompetence to reduce even the quality of life of Nigerians. So Goodluck Jonathan is vindicated. It was to that extent that I granted the interview to say that he is suitably qualified under the law, but we cannot throw a political party to a former president unilaterally and say that, like I read in print media today, to say that the party has offered him presidential ticket.
You're here now to clarify and, of course, to speak to 2027 and, of course, some other issues. But, plot for 2027 has already begun.
Yeah, sure.
Some political parties, are already meeting, forming an alliance, and
sure.
discussing, strategizing ahead of 2027. What is the position of PDP at the moment? And should you look the way of former President Goodluck Jonathan? Would that be wrong? And if that's so, how have you started engaging? Have you started an engagement, a conversation with the former president?
Well, the truth of the matter is that at the risk of sounding repetition, I've always argued that PDP is the only political party that have lasted longer in Nigerian history since independence in 1960. No political party has enjoyed 25 years unbroken with the same name, color, texture, and objectives. PDP is the only one. And within this period, no individual has proven that he has the capacity or the Midas touch or he's indispensable within the PDP to say, without him, we cannot have a political party. Certainly, Goodluck Jonathan is one of our assets, and that is why all of these people are rallying behind him. One would have expected him at this time, since he has come all out to show that he's not willing. In 2019, we have called on him to come and salvage and complete his tenure. He said he wasn't willing. In 2023, there were a lot of persons who also said that they were considering Goodluck Jonathan, but his wife came out and said that there was nothing he forgot, in the villa. So everybody should leave her husband. He was not interested in going back to the party. So we cannot be stuck with Goodluck Jonathan. We have, over the period, produced eminent qualified Nigerians within the party, whether governors, senators, former ministers, and of course, private citizens of the country who have affiliation with the PDP, who are suitably qualified and can do the job. We've seen outstanding performance in our governors, the 12 of them that are there now. Any one of them could go for the ticket and he would be able to do the job very well. We've seen their outstanding performance in their states. We can rightly say that we have sufficient presidential material within the PDP. So we cannot be stuck with Goodluck Jonathan. If he comes And we don't begrudge him. If he comes, fine, he's welcome. He can come and try the waters. But certainly no political party will give a former president its ticket on a platter. He should come and try. That's what the former president of Ghana, Mahama, who is now president-elect, did. He went and struggled and followed through the run. And so we cannot be stuck with giving Goodluck.
Your party is currently, in the rebuilding process ahead of 2027 after it lost, in the 2023 election. You don't think that the push for Jonathan's candidacy will bring about confidence in the party, especially when it talks about, regrouping? And of course, you know that the legacy of the former president is still very strong. A lot of Nigerians still think that perhaps he has to come back, maybe to just perhaps wear the shoes that he forgot in the Aso Rock again.
Well, that is the reason I told you earlier that we hold him in high esteem. It is the reason in 2019 we said, come and challenge Muhammad Buhari, who took the baton from you, because you have been vindicated for the 4 years Buhari sat on the saddle before he got a second time. We've also called on him in 2023, but he has shown unwillingness, and you don't see that attendant determination and willingness on his part to want to do the job. You don't force, you can't cry more than the bereaved. If he thinks there's a reason or the PDP has not done fairly well to him, I would remind him that the PDP...
You have a strong a candidate in the person of Atiku in 2023.
Yes.
And so calling on, the former president at the time will be taken as disregard for the person of Atiku at the time. But that was the only option for PDP at the time. Don't you think so?
No, that was the time APC was calling him. That was the time he even had the opportunity of going to the villa. And the rumor was everywhere, agog, that the president was going to run under the APC. A lot of persons were disappointed that how soon can somebody forget the kind of insult? He was probably the most insulted president in Nigerian history. There was nothing that was not held against the person of Goodluck Jonathan and his government. They blackmailed him, brought him up to power, and we have seen that at least Goodluck Jonathan ran one of the most transparent government, as events after him has shown. We've also come to say that Goodluck Jonathan was one person who conceded defeat, even before counting was over, and called on the victor to come and join him in the transition to take power. Not only that, Goodluck Jonathan ran this country on a single-digit inflation. He did a lot of other things and created a sane environment where democracy thrived and voices of dissent flourished, which is not the case today. You can see how they are suppressing voices of dissent and civic right. But clearly speaking, with all of those things, one would have expected Goodluck Jonathan to provide leadership for the PDP. He hasn't done that. We are not impressed with his leadership. We have not seen him as a rallying point. A lot of persons have taken charge now. They've come all out and they're providing leadership for the party. Are you now saying we will now jettison all of what they are doing for Goodluck Jonathan, who in any case has come to say that he's not willing? So therefore, PDP cannot be stuck with one person. We have moved on. If he's willing, he should come and try. Yes, it is within his fundamental right as a citizen.
So if he comes out now and indicates officially with the PDP, adopting as the only candidate, perhaps by consensus, to say, okay, look, we're offering you this.
It's not possible. It's not democratic. That would be infringing on the right of other citizens who are also qualified to run. So what he will be enjoying is his pedigree when he goes campaigning, if he's lucky to pick the ticket. And he will be able to lobby Nigerians, and including particularly the family of the PDP, that this was what he was able to do. It will now serve him as an advantage. But certainly there's nobody that will say on a consensus you grant a political party platform to because he was a former president, with due respect to his position. We would allow him to go through the mill and then contest with other persons. If he's able to make an edge over them, fine, and we'll rally behind him and give him the desired support, at least to liberate Nigerians from this despair and despondency in the land.